The draft lottery has now made it official. The Chicago Bulls will pick number 12 in the 2025 NBA draft. The thing that makes it hurt is that losing the coin flip to the Dallas Mavericks, the Mavericks end up getting the number 1 overall pick. We're going to talk about what it all means for the Bulls and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
So I'm putting on my glasses so I can see the bullshit. No, all jokes aside, man. So now we know that the Chicago Bulls will officially be picking number 12 in the 2025 NBA draft. And, yeah, I mean, it is what it is when it comes down to it, right? The Bulls, we always knew that it was most likely that the Chicago Bulls were going to be picking number 12. I've talked about it. They had an 85% chance to stay there at number 12. I'm just thankful that the Bulls did not move down in the NBA draft. Nobody behind them leapfrogged them up. The Bulls now will pick at number 12. And that still puts them in a position to get a center that they do need when it comes down to it. But unfortunately, hey, it is what it is as far as the Dallas Mavericks getting, the number 1 overall pick. But I'm not mad about the Mavericks getting the number 1 overall pick, right? Like, that is what it is. Shout out to them for winning the odds. I think overall, like, this is exactly where the Bulls are going to, get it where it's done at. That just is what it is, man. It is what it is. When it comes down to it, the Bulls are unlucky. We already knew that, right? And nobody should have been expecting lottery luck for this team. Nobody should have been expecting that. Now, if you want to say that the Bulls should have lost or whatever else it is, we already knew they weren't going to do that. And so the Bulls were going into this draft very comfortable at wherever the lottery falls is where the lottery falls. Now, the one bright side of that, rather than look at it, I know there's going to be a lot of content, a lot of people that's going to be done at the Dallas Mavericks getting the number 1 overall pick with the coin toss, with the coin flip that the Bulls lost. I'm not worried about that. That is what it is, right? What I'm worried about is, can the Bulls still at number 12 get what they need in this draft? And yeah, they can, right? And I think there are going to be some big chances. There's going to be definitely some changes in the draft, because I do think some of these teams are going to be looking to trade out of this pick, right? Giannis Antetokounmpo, who reportedly could be on the move. The San Antonio Spurs got the number 2 overall pick. Could that be on the way to Milwaukee so that they can get Giannis Antetokounmpo? Maybe, right? I'm not saying for sure. That's a possibility, and that could change the draft board dramatically. A team like the Houston Rockets pick there at number 10. Their pursuit of Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, maybe even Giannis Antetokounmpo themselves. Is that pick on the move? Right? That's the thing I'm looking more at about it at one point in time now, is what happens next, right? Robert, great point here. Happened with AD. So basically, if you trade your best players to the Lakers, you get the number 1 overall pick as a consolation prize. If you bail out the Lakers with a star-level player, you get the number 1 overall pick as a consolation prize. It is what it is. Now, I'm more interested in the analysis part of this, right? How does this now change what the Bulls can do at number 10? I look at this now that the draft board's made official, I don't think Kaman Malawak or Derrick Queen make it past number 10, personally. Now, at number 11, you have the Portland Trail Blazers. That's a team that already has their center of the future that they think, right? But I don't think that Derrick Queen or Kaman Malawak make it as low as the Bulls. So that means that if the Bulls are focused on center, again, and they could very well go best player available, I want to be clear here. Best player available is still absolutely an option for the Bulls here. But if they are Asa Newell, Thomas Sorber, Rasheer Fleming, that's really the best players available, best big bigs that the Bulls could need, that they could look for at that position. Now, if they want to open it up and go other positions, then that, of course, could change some things. But unless they want to go completely outside the box and go somebody like a Jace Richardson, which I don't necessarily expect, right? You look at a guy like Danny Wolf, that's too much of a reach, I think, there. CMB, don't even get me started for all the Colin Murray Boyles people. Listen, I tell you what, he's not going to be picked in the lottery, and I think Colin Murray Boyles may stick around in the NBA for a long time, but he's not going to be an impact player in this league. I just don't see it. So we'll see what the Bulls do. We'll start our draft coverage very heavy. We're going to start going position by position. Of course, we're going to look at bigs first. That's going to be the thing that we look at first tomorrow. But, it's going to be a power forward or center. I believe that as well, Rob. It's going to be a power forward or center. Bro, I just found out we lost the coin flip despite winning the tiebreaker with the Mavs. No. If we won a tiebreaker with the Mavs, we wouldn't have had a coin flip. Our records were tied. Our head-to-heads were that as well. So, but yeah. Man, I wish my defensive center was with scoring abilities. Yeah, that's not a defensive center. That's a two-way center. That's not a defensive center. I knew this shit would happen. The Bulls continue to have the Bulls rookie to represent the Bulls team in the draft lottery is a horrible idea. Hasn't brought the Bulls. Nothing's gonna bring the Bulls. Like sometimes, listen, I love the hell out of you, Winton, but sometimes you pick the most corniest shit to bitch about. Oh, I know that the rookie was gonna that doesn't mean shit. Like the rookies aren't back there when they're drafting. Like if anybody knows the lottery process, the rookies aren't back there. The representatives aren't back there. Otherwise, they would know. They do the whole lottery beforehand. It's not as simple as picking a ball out and boom, that who gets the number one pick. They have a number. They do several drawings to see who gets each pick. Like, come on. Like, I love you, Winton, but sometimes really, my boy, you pick the weirdest shit to bitch about. Like, real talk. Like for real. I know at some point you're going to bring up Billy Donovan. We know at some point you're going to say, does it even matter? I'm going to use your own quote against you. Does it even matter who the Bulls draft as long as Billy Donovan's the head coach? Come on, man. Like I love you, Winton, and you're a very smart person, but you pick the weirdest shit to hang on and bitch about. Every single time. We could get Asa Newell. Yeah, we definitely could get Asa Newell, for sure. Thomas Sorber is now that the official measurements have come out, Thomas Sorber definitely is kind of ahead of Asa Newell in my case for that, for sure. My only hope is Derrick Queen or Thomas. Derrick Queen's not falling number 12. He's not falling number 12. I can tell you that. That's why I said I don't think Derrick Queen or Kaman Malawak make it past number 8. I don't think they make it past number 8. The BS, the Dallas Mavericks just traded away a good player. Now they get a new one. Something is rigged. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's more complicated than most think the way that they get the top. But yeah, it's a lot more complicated. It's not as simple as a lot of people think. This draft will have some surprises after pick number 5. Somebody good will fall to us. I hope. We'll see. Asa Newell, listen, with Asa Newell's official measurements coming out, I'm not going to lie to you. It makes it a little concerning. It definitely makes it a little concerning. His prospect as a center. Now, power forward, I think that's still fine, right? Can't wait to see CP3 Bulls trade starting backcourt of Javon Carter and Chris Paul. That is crazy. So if center not available, which position do you think the Bulls will go after? I think center is going to be available. I don't really like center is going to be available. The question isn't is the center going to be available. I think the bigger question there is are the Bulls going to be willing to go best player available regardless of position? And if they go that may start changing some things. That may change some things, right? And to highlight what I said about Asa Newell, hold on, I'm about to get to his official measurements that happened today. Give me 1 second. Where's Asa Newell's official measurements? So Asa Newell measured at 6'9" barefoot, so it puts him at about 6'10", right? 6'10 and a half, 223 pounds, and a 6'11 wingspan. The thing I'm concerned about the most is the 6'11 wingspan. If you're going to be a 6'9", 6'10 center, you have to have an over 7-foot wingspan. So the fact that he's 6'9 with the 6'11 wingspan, now 6'11 and 1/4, it's basically a 7-foot wingspan. But I think that's a little bit, you got to look at that a little bit and be a little bit concerned about that, especially when defense and shot blocking is supposed to be one of your best attributes, right? But we'll see. We're getting stacked more this draft. Maybe the East is more open next year. Could be. Yo, Nico Harrison slid that $1 billion into someone's pocket at the NBA office. Listen, I would not be surprised if listen. They already knew this was going to happen. I'm a conspiracy theorist, not when it comes to NBA. I'm a conspiracy theorist like in some things in life. But yeah, it's feeling a little riggy, my boy. It's feeling a little riggy. Why don't you like Colin Murray-Boyles, and do you think Rasheer Fleming is great? Colin Murray-Boyles is because when you go look at players with his kind of physical makeup, his skill set, not a lot of them make it in the NBA. They just don't. Now, Draymond Green is the highest level of that. I want to be clear there. But when you're looking at the lower level of that, you're looking at some pretty bad players. You're looking at, some players that So I think, like I said, the most you're looking at Dre. And then again, I hate when people compare players to Dre because Dre is such a unique player on a unique team that needed his exact skill set. So Collins just is a player that, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're going to end up drafting the guard, and dumbass front office has been that I don't think we're going to draft a guard. I really don't think we're going to draft a guard. Unless they know Kobe White's not going to stay, then they may draft a guard. If they feel that they can't, then that's different. But, makes me want to have Rasheer ahead of Asa, 6'9", 7'5" wingspan. I think, yes. Rasheer is 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan. So, the fact that they said the Mavs have never won the first overall pick after the Bulls pick. Yeah. These games have been weird lately. Something's off with all of the betting going on. I mean, a lot's off when it comes down to it. Would you try Kobe plus 12 for third? You're not getting that. Listen, I get it that, like, Kobe's our guy, but I think people overrate Kobe as far as what his trade value is. You're not getting the number 3 overall pick for Kobe White. I can tell you that right now. You're not getting it for Kobe White. And the 12th overall pick, you're not getting that. Now, maybe you can move up to 10th. Maybe you can do that. Right, Portland. I think Portland is but they're only one spot ahead of the Bulls. So at that point, I think that with us having Portland's pick, we can give that back to try to move up. But I was hoping they were going to finish at number 10. They're not. So don't know what's going to happen there. Feel bad for the Wizards and Jazz fans. Spurs do not need another star, bro. Listen, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about another star. What I care about is that a team like the Spurs, who are actually going to develop and do everything that it takes to win basketball games, I wouldn't have been mad at them getting Cooper Flag. I just wouldn't have been. So teams like the Spurs and the 76ers, who could tell the season midway done and made the decision to prioritize capital in the future, are rewarded. That's not what happened at all. The 76ers were a team that still were trying to win towards the end of that season before they finally realized, hey, that's it. And the Dallas Mavericks, keep that in mind as well. The Spurs as well, they were still trying to make the playoffs. They made a move at midseason to make the playoffs. This year with Wemby. Wemby had heart trouble. So I don't know what you're getting at with that one. You try to tell these people on here about tanking, bro. They owe you an apology. Playing teams past couple years got the top pick over teams actually tanking. I'm just saying. Fleming three-point ability goes exactly, bro. I think that I think here's the thing, right? I think about fit, right? If you tell me that you can get in one draft Modest Buzelis and then the next draft Rasheer Fleming as your either your 3-4 or your 4-5, however you decide to look at how they're going to be able to play. That's identity. I think they cover each other's weaknesses up really well. Right? I think those things, man. I think those things are going to be pretty good for the Chicago Bulls, man. Who could we grab at number 12? Asa Newell, Thomas Sorber, Rasheer Fleming's definitely a possibility there. Do not overlook the Bulls going maybe high level as far as Noah Essingu is another possibility there. Carter Bryant, I think that would be a bit of a reach, but I could see AK falling in love with him. Yeah. Now, if they fall, which is still a question, Derrick Queen may fall. He may fall to 10. I don't know if he falls to 12, though. Don't know if he falls to 12. So. Sup, Hayes, with the new draft lottery strategy over the next couple of years, making it difficult to bottom out or outright tank, do you think the Bulls should adjust their approach and revert back to win? They've been win now. What do you mean revert back to win now? Vern, have you been here? Hello, are you in the room with us? Not even what is happening? You think the Bulls should revert back to win now? The Bulls have been trying to win now this whole entire. What multiverse did you just come through? Did you come from the multiverse in which the Bulls tanked and we all missed it? I'm confusion. I am confusion. Our problem as fans is sometimes we put too much stock in talent coming in over fit. The big name isn't always the best answer. That's a great point. Noah Essengu is another player the Bulls could look at. I'm not sure about his measurements during the combine. I don't know if his came through yet. Vern thinks the Bulls are tanking. Bro, that's crazy. To all the tankers in the chat, do you see where tanking gets you nowadays? I'm hoping the Bulls select a power forward center that'll fit or small forward works. Yeah, I think you're open up to that. Like, small forward makes sense if Modest is going to be your 4. A power forward makes sense if you're moving Modest to small forward long term. Center makes sense regardless, right? So I think that's what it looks like. The combine starts tomorrow. They start tomorrow. I think the best options to play alongside Modest are Sorber and Fleming. Hopefully one or two of those we get. I don't disagree with you there. Don't disagree with you at all. Not one bit. But, hey, this is the way that the cookie crumbles, y'all. It is what it is. Like, I said it before. I'm not getting too far up, too far down. To me, it's weird if people are upset that the Bulls didn't get a top 4 pick. Like we all knew that was a very slim chance. Like, I get it being disappointed because you were hopeful, but for the people that are like literally pissed off that the Bulls didn't get a top 4 pick, it's like it was a 1.7% chance. 1.7% chance. What you expect? Sorber doesn't move well enough. I'm tired. I disagree with that completely. Sorber moves fine. Like, did you see how Zack Collins moved when we were playing more up-tempo? And he looked great. You don't have to be a gazelle. You don't have to be Wemby. Like, I think some modern centers have made people forget what a quick for a big is. Thomas Sorber is fine in the up-tempo offense. And not just fine in the sense like, oh, he can make it work. Thomas Sorber will be absolutely fine in the up-tempo offense. Again, not run and gun up-tempo offense. He's going to be perfectly fine for that. And he has a really good post moves, which you need. Keep in mind, one of the things that hurt the Bulls' offense, which people are forgetting, is the fact that in the half court, all we had is driving kicks. A player like Sorber actually gets you a rim runner and some back-to-the-basket moves. So I got to disagree that Sorber doesn't move good enough for us. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Do you like the idea of the Bulks doing a rebuild similar to the build where we're never terrible? That's already what we're doing. Why are you guys asking things that we're already doing? That's literally what we're doing. It's literally what we're doing. I disagree. I think it's absolutely fair that fans are annoyed that if they lost 1 or 2 games, they basically have the Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, Bulls, Sixers, or buzzer beater they had. Yeah, but no. And see, that's the thing, though. You're never going to be worse than those teams that were below you. And I didn't say, see, this is where comprehension means something before motherfuckers want to get to talking and saying shit that I didn't say. I didn't say annoyed. I said that they are upset that we didn't get a top 4 pick when it was never guaranteed and very slim either way. And you can keep, and people have to forget this too. You don't just magically, you have to be worse than the teams below you. The Bulls were never going to be worse than the teams below you. We weren't it'd be different if we were 2 games worse. We weren't 2 games worse than the 76ers. We won 15 games more than them. 15. The shitty draft was all scripted. Listen, it is what it is. They can and they will listen, the one thing that people need to do, stop bitching about things that y'all know is going to happen. They can and they will more than likely pay Josh Giddey $30 million. Now, it's not going to start off at $30 million. It's going to raise up to that. Josh Giddey's getting that contract. It's happening. Get over it. Do we have the reasonable assets to move up? Let's say Malo dropped to 6 or 7. No, I don't think so. I don't think that it's not just about having the assets. The other teams above you also have to be willing to move down. Like, the Wizards aren't moving down from number 6. The New Orleans Pelicans aren't moving down from number 7. Hell, they may be more likely to move Zion now. The Brooklyn Nets definitely ain't moving down. The Toronto Raptors definitely ain't moving down. The Houston Rockets, I do think that they can move out of that pick, but if they move it, it's because they're trading for a star. They're not moving down. I'm just saying. Like, you gotta think about who's ahead of you. And now especially with teams like Utah going from having the best odds down to number 5, they're definitely not going to move out of that. We'll be fine at 12. We're going to be perfectly fine at 12. Keep in mind, most of the players that are going top are wings and guards. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine at number 12. But hey, even the worst teams eating at the top pick, people are not comprehending. Utah, yeah, exactly. And look at the last 2 teams to win the number 1 overall pick were teams in the play-in. I do get this. If they don't extend Kobe and have to trade him, do you think they move Herter to the 2 and let Modest play the 3? Maybe. But I don't think you're gonna if they do move Kobe, it's not gonna happen to the trade deadline. Most of the season's gonna be over with at that point in time. So. But all right, y'all, I got to get ready to wrap it up. Got movie night with my children. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number 1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like we like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.